Hey, it's me, Robbie. You may have recognized me. Well, almost. I can't tell you how many years it's been since I've actually put my face out on Facebook or on any social media. Anyway, I wanted to just create this quick video because my partner and I are just about to launch a really important product, and I just wanted to share this with people. It's going to be a few weeks or a few months out. But what we're looking for is some feedback and also to try to get some traction on like what people's experience is, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, the product is a shower filter. And although that may sound a little anticlimactic, which I understand, it's really actually a very important product. And what we're doing is we're trying to help people to bring awareness and why it would be important to have a shower filter in your own home, okay? So when I was looking for different ideas or products or different ways that I could benefit my own health and make myself healthier, I started looking at my own water usage. And one of the things that I ran into in my research was that one of the things that happens is a lot of people are really unaware that a shower filter is really, really, really important. Like showering in filtered water is important. Some of you or many of you may know who Dr. Mercola is, but one of the things that he says, he's like, if you get one filter in your house, it should be a shower filter. Now that may be a shock, and that was to me. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'll drink filtered water. Yeah, great. But shower in filtered water, that makes no sense to me. I've never heard that before. And that probably makes sense to you as you're watching this. But as I start to reveal some of the information, you'll start to understand more why, and it'll start to be like, oh, okay, you know what? That actually makes sense. So the thing about it is when our water is treated, and this is anywhere in the country and anywhere in the world, in most places, they use chlorine. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because it kills all the bad bacteria, and they do other treatments to it to make it so that it's drinkable and usable to get it to our homes. But between the water treatment plant and our homes, there are other things that occur outside of the municipality's control that what I'm saying, what other professionals are saying, like even the American Journal for Public Health are saying the same things. Look, you have to take your water, your filtration actually seriously inside of your home, right? So, and the reason is because when you shower, you're exposing yourself to many more gallons of water, right? So you may drink a gallon of water per day, maybe. But when you're showering, depending on how long you shower, you're exposing yourself to anywhere from 10 to 25 gallons of water, especially as Americans, right? So the whole point, excuse me, is that when we shower, we should take care of when we take care of our bodies, we should actually be mindful of the water we put on our bodies, not just in our bodies. And I'll share some quotes and data just as we go and before we launch so that people can understand and get a better idea of what it is that we're talking about and the reality of the situation, because it's actually very fascinating. And I think that, well, what I want to do is I want to empower people to understand why it's important to take those things seriously, okay? So, so several aspects that I want to bring to our attention, right? So as we shower in unfiltered tap water, right, it's not just chlorine, right? So there are other things called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, or DBPs. Those are disinfection byproducts, okay? Then there's also heavy metals like arsenic, cadmium, others that are not necessarily good for our health. And there's four main aspects that it impacts. Okay, so the first one is hair, right? So you talk about calcium and chlorine and all these different chemicals and different heavy metals, they get on our hair. And if your hair has been, colored or dyed or has some sort of a treatment on it, those things in our water actually make it more dull and make it hold for a shorter period of time, right? So they impact our hair health. Balding, dandruff, oily yet flaky scalp. Those are the types of things that happen because of the water, unfiltered water that we're showering in, right? The other thing is, the next thing is our skin, right? So it actually dries out our skin. I mean, you think about chlorine. it dries things out, right? So that's the part of it. So it's going to dry out your skin. It's going to make it more flaky or ashy for different ethnicities, right? Then the other thing is that, so it's going to make it more dry, right? So you may need more lotion or different things like that, right? So there are different impacts because of the water that we're showering in. Now, the other aspect of the skin is that as we get the water on our skin, we're actually absorbing it into our pores. Okay, so now it gets into our bloodstream, right? So then as it goes to our bloodstream, it can impact our internal organs. And the American Journal for Public Health, I've got tons of articles and sightings, is that the right word? Anyway, that talk about cancers and different impacts that it has internally because of the toxins in our water. Then the other thing is, so we've got our hair, we've got on our skin, we've got through our skin into our body, into internal organs. Then we've got our lungs, right? So as the water hits the shower head, it vaporizes, right? Not just from the heat, but that's one aspect. So the one aspect is steam, and the other aspect is actually forcing the water through the shower head and causing it to vaporize, right? Turning it into water vapor, and we inhale those things. So people who have asthma and other lung issues, that can be a major problem. So what we're saying is that use the shower filter to actually minimize significantly all those impacts. So it actually improves hair health, right? So your hair should be softer and smoother, and so should your skin. And then that means you're not going to absorb those things. You're not going to get those things. You're not going to breathe those things in. So you should breathe easier. So we've had some really interesting feedback. It's limited, but that's why we're doing what we're doing, is because we want to help people to understand, and we want more feedback, and we want people to go, you know what, I would love to try this thing because I want to impact my health in a way that I haven't before, right? I think most people want to be healthy, and that really is the whole point. And that's what it is that we're providing for people. I hope that you'll be willing to take a look at what we're doing, participate, and give us feedback on different things. And that would be awesome, and we would definitely appreciate it.